What's good, my boy? Today we're going to talk about coasting. First, I'm going to give you this analogy. I remember back in high school, especially for me, I got very bad grades because I did not apply myself whatsoever. But whenever I look back on younger years in school, anywhere from fucking kindergarten all the way to like 4th or 5th grade, I got straight A's with not so much effort. It was real easy. And then in around junior high or high school, I started developing this coasting mentality of, oh, I can still pass if I just put in minimal effort. And my excuse for this during the time was, oh, I don't give a fuck about high school. I don't give a fuck about college or any of this shit. I'll figure it out. I'm just going to get through school. And although I don't discount that, because I'm not like one of these people who are like, you have to go to school. If you don't go to school, you're not smart, bro. I'm not like that. But what it did for a lot of the people that I know, because a majority of my friends, I went through school with like 8 different people, they had this same thing, where if they applied themselves, they could get straight fucking A's. Fuck, if they applied themselves, or if I applied myself, I could probably get valedictorian if I came home studying and all of this shit. And I feel like there's a lot of people in the world like this, but they choose to coast. They choose this comfortable path where it's like, oh, I don't have much abrasion. I can just kind of slip on by and just do what I want. Problem with this is it develops a coasting mentality when it comes to actually living life after high school in places where you don't. And see, I believe that in high school, I don't think they were even that aware. Like the valedictorian people, I don't even think they were that aware of what they were actually developing for themselves, whether or not they went on to do great things. I think mostly it was kind of like an ego thing to a lot of these valedictorian type people. But I guarantee you they developed a sense of drive and a sense of discipline towards work 10 times better than anybody else. And I have what I would consider a very good work ethic. I mean, all the shit I do in a day, artistically, as well as building houses, as well as when I wake up and working out at fucking 5 in the morning and all this shit, I had to develop this over a course of like 2.5 years, and it was hard as shit to reprogram my fucking retarded ass mind that decided, hey dog, let's just coast. What was I doing during this coasting period? I wasn't coasting on useful things. I was just smoking fucking weed all day long as much as I could. I would take fucking 4 dabs out of a dab rig before I would go to school, and I'd be sober by the time I sat in my seat in first period. Just straight, like, there was no purpose, no meaning, nothing. And that's a whole different discussion, but let's focus more on the coasting part. Coasting isn't a bad thing on the scale 100%. It is not 100% a bad thing. It is a tool to be utilized. There are certain things in your life that you can benefit from coasting on. Say, practice things or things that are going to take a long stint of time that don't really require 100% of your focus. You can kind of coast those along with your main focus, because I believe in having multiple interests, multiple hobbies, multiple passions, if you will. But there needs to be one that draws a majority of your focus, and then one or a couple that you kind of coast with. Let me explain. For me, it's music, not fucking like some SoundCloud rapper shit, but I'm trying to make some shit, just truly groundbreaking shit. I know it sounds crazy coming from me, but you'll see. And then I do oil paintings on the side. And this is one that I kind of coast. I do one, well, sometimes inspiration strikes, and I'll do 3 in a day. But mainly I do one, and I just add little by little to it throughout the week. But the music is something that I'm working on and a majority of my free time during the day, whether it's learning, whether it's experimenting, practicing, building up things, practicing my instruments and shit like that. You have to develop this compass and see to get off of the track of that, because what I just said is very important, but it is not the main premise of this video. The main premise of this video is a what-if scenario. What if you would have applied yourself in school? Do you believe you could have been valedictorian if you came home and studied every single fucking day? If you disciplined with this shit, you actually had a true passion and care about school and being a valedictorian, I believe there's a lot of people that could have achieved that. Now, it's a competition, I know that, but not everybody's going to do this. But I'm talking about the one specific person out there that if you really applied yourself, not at scale, but that one person, I know that I could. I know a lot of my friends probably could, because whenever it came time, if say I was failing a class and I had to buckle down for like a couple days, and I never fucking studied. I don't think I studied more than like once or twice in my whole 12 years at school. But a couple times where you have to like do your fucking homework instead of just get a 0 for it or some shit. The valedictorian in school, by the staff and the teachers and shit, as well as some of the parents, they were praised almost like that school's genius, like that school's 1% person. Almost kind of like someone who has this black and white level of success in our modern reality. See how they kind of correlate? You got all these people in school coasting with their grades, and you got this like 1 in a million. And then you got the salutatorian or whatever the fuck it's called. But you got these couple people who are put on this like little podium. Same thing with our reality now. You got all these masses coasting life, bro. They've developed these coasting skills. Everybody isn't fucking stupid like they try to paint it out. People are just coasting this life shit, dog. But what if, and it ain't fucking school, you ain't got to do algebra, but what if you find that one specific thing, or 2 specific things, or 3 specific things, and you apply all of your fucking mental power to it? All of it. You dedicate fucking years of your life to it, like you would have in school, 4 years of your life. You hear all these people say, in about 4 or 5 years, you can achieve your dreams if you really put in the work. That type of shit. I'm correlating it to shit that most of us have fucking experienced. If you put in those 4 years of work whenever they started counting your GPA, you think you could have? You think you could have done it if you put in that work? I believe I could have. So what am I doing? I'm putting that work in now, where I believe it really counts. And we have a virtual display at scale of this same high school scenario. We got popularity contests with celebrities and shit. We got fucking people at the very, very top, the valedictorians. You got all these masses just kind of coasting. Just work, distraction, work, distraction, work, distraction. What if you work, fucking cut out the distractions and apply yourself? No more coasting. That was some high school shit. That was some shit for us to learn from our mistakes. How about we don't coast no more? How about we see what happens when we apply ourselves? But if everybody applies themselves, it's going to increase the competition. My views don't get more than like fucking 100 views a video. It's 100 out of a fucking 8 billion. You motherfuckers could do this shit, dog. I'm going to do this shit. And if you have the same drive and passion that I do, I know for a fact you can. So, this ain't high school no more, dog. Nobody's making us do fucking algebra. Nobody's making us do this shit. I've been out of high school now for like 2 years. I've found passions. I've spent hours and hours and hours and months of my life being in like this self-improvement shit. And I didn't know why I was in it. It was just kind of like I fucking thought I was cool for doing it. And I realized the purpose behind it was for me to discover my passions. It's not a fucking online business, online entrepreneur, drop ship fucking cunt coins and sell fucking retards cryptocurrency. No, it's none of that bullshit. My fucking life purpose isn't going to be chasing a piece of paper. My life purpose, at least what I want in the now, is to create things. Bro, I was sitting there doing shoulders. It's like 5 in the morning right now, and I was sitting there doing shoulders earlier. And I was listening to The Wall, the album by Pink Floyd. And this is crazy, as like an artistic motherfucker who wants to make music like this. I've never listened to Pink Floyd other than like their real popular songs that occasionally get on the radio. So one of my friends was like, come on, bro, you got to listen to that shit. So I made it a point to start listening to it. And I'm listening to The Wall, and I'm like, bro, this is a fucking masterpiece. Holy shit. The level of like craftsmanship and the transition between the transition into The Wall Part 2 is fucking crazy, bro. And as a coaster, as a consumer, you consume a lot of different things. TikTok videos, art, all this shit. And I always love watching movies and shit because it was so artistic. It was like watching masterpieces. Whenever you watch an Apocalypse Now, or you watch a Taxi Driver, you watch one of these really artistic movies, you're like, holy fuck, bro. This is crazy. A vision that's been expressed like this. I promise you, if you apply yourself to whatever field, you can create shit like that. It's all about creating more than we consume, brother. And not coasting so we get the shit fucking done. So, don't treat life like you did in high school. We're not fucking 16 years old no more, bro. If you truly want to achieve your dreams, you're going to have to put the fucking coasting down. You're going to have to be like, all right, dog, I'm going to actually see what happens if I apply myself. Because I remember adults telling me that in high school, bro. I remember the adults being like, man, Cameron, if you just fucking applied yourself, why don't you try? Like whenever I was on the brink of failing classes because I was so goddamn high on LSD or fucking mushrooms or some shit the past weekend that I didn't give a fuck. And they're like, if you just applied yourself, dog, if you just applied yourself, what could you do? You used to get straight A's and all this shit. I'm going to apply myself now. And I hope the people watching this video apply themselves the same way. High school is like a reflection image. Besides all the control and the adult-children dynamic, high school is like a direct image of our fucking society. I mean, if you watch anything, it's literally just like that. Like, the only thing that's different is like a little bit of freedom that we get. And if you take that same analogy and you realize that, holy fuck, I know for a fact I could have been the valedictorian if I applied myself 100% of my energy to it. Then do it. See what you can do in the real world. Not no fucking valedictorian going to a good college, dude. None of that shit. Achieving your fucking dreams, bro. Accomplishing what you want in this life. Anyway, I've rambled on enough. You better fucking chase your dreams if you watch this video. Have a good one. Chase paper. Enjoy art and nature. See you in the next one.